everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I'm ready. I'm ready for winter. Okay, I pulled out the sweaters. I was like, nah, no, it's too much. Okay, first off, we woke up. Our pipes were already froze. How is that even possible? First time in a while that it's happened this soon for us, anyway. So, yeah, that was fun. The downstairs was all frozen. Upstairs was fine. Explain that one to me. I don't know. Downstairs was so cold, while the upstairs was chilly, I would say. You know what I mean? But I don't know. So we've been dealing with that all morning. Well, I haven't because, well, what do I know? And not like it's one of those things like, what's a girl know? But I don't know anything, you know? So I'm just going to get it away because I'm that type of person I am that thinks I know something when I don't know it. But I'm not really thinking I know it. I'm more asking questions, but it's more like I'm telling you what to do, even though I don't know what to do, type of thing, you know? So it becomes an issue. So I was like, you know what? You do this, and I'm going to get ready for the day because I got places to go. We have to go out. So, and then of course, my daughter shows up with two of the three grandbabies, the two girls, and just, I haven't seen her. Drops them off, and I think she just like literally unlocks the door, drops them off, tells them to go upstairs to Gigi and Papa, and runs for her car and beelines it out of here. I swear it. But anyway, so I got those two, and they are so in that stage of bickering and fighting as sisters. You know what I mean? Like, it's awful. But regardless of any of that, they're down there doing that. I'm up here doing this. So let's get started. So as I was saying, freezing cold. Freezing. So I thought, what better palette? Because this is what I'm getting as soon as I'm done doing this palette. Than this. You're so hot. Hot chocolate. Oh, it's so cute. Is it not adorable? Do y'all remember this palette? You know, I was thinking, and I've been watching other videos and stuff. Not on this, because this stuff's old. But just on, like, consumption and stuff. And, y'all, I know that I've seen people say, like, they like my collection and stuff. Don't like it. Because I'll be honest, this started for me just to find what was easiest for me. You know what I mean? Now it's turned into a circus over here, to be fair. But I just wanted, like, what foundation would work for me? What, concealer, what powders, what would, look right on my skin, what shade am, like, that's how this all started. And me trying to navigate, trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? Then it turned into this. Well, that's how it started. Then it turned into, I love eyeshadows. Like, I love doing eye looks. I have no idea why, but I find something pleasing about it. Now I like blush. And I'm sure I'll like the next thing and the next thing. And and then I'll go back to whatever it was, because that's a cycle. It is a cycle of life. But let's get started and I'll tell you. But please don't. Because I sit there and I'm like, oh, you really don't. Because it's so ridiculous. Like, it's so foolish what I have going on over here. The first shade we're going to go into, I think it's called Christmas Cheer. But who knows, because I don't know if I'm reading it right or not. But it's this light brown. And even though, don't get me wrong, I like what I have. I do. But I'm also realistic. I will never be able to use it all, number one. Number two, I don't even get to use my favorites because I'm trying out others. And sometimes I'm like, that's where I need to stop, I need to stop. I already know what I like at this point, right? So I know that it's not going to be whatever is getting released, most likely 99.9% of the time is not going to be better than what I already like. My two brands of preference is Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. With that said, though, like, I do really like Charlotte Tilbury's formula. I do really like Tom Ford. But if I will not skip a Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath, right? So that kind of tells me like what I truly, truly like. So why not just stick with them? Well, because just because it works for me, it may not work for you. So that's why I kind of, go over it and buy them. But at the same time, I'm curious. But I can almost tell you now that like a Too Faced palette's not going to beat those two brands for me. But at the same time, they're very expensive brands. So that's why I kind of go for Tarte and Too Faced sometimes. Plus, they're more accessible in store and stuff. But at the same time, honestly, I need to let them go. Once I use them, do a review on them, let them go. Because I know I'm not going to really pull for them again. Now, during this time of year, yes, I'm pulling for these. But I'll be real, up until then, now, the last time I pulled for these would have been last Christmas. And I don't even think I did that last Christmas. I don't think I did this, revisiting stuff. Which means the chances of me using them all were slim to none. I do remember using some, but not all, by no means. Now, if you have these palettes, I'm glad that they are helping you to realize, hey, I still have these. I need to use these. But nowhere does anybody need these palettes. At least not like I have. To have one or two, or even if I had, I'll be fair, even if I had just all these little ones, that's not so bad. You know what I mean? But you have to remember, like, I have all these little ones, then I've got all the big ones in the tin cans, then I've got the cardboard backings, and then I have just the what are they called? It came in like the natural eyes or something, matte and natural eyes, and it had shimmers, and then I have the natural face. Like, it's too much. I know this. So, and I hope you all know this too, because it's ridiculous. And then to think of all the money I spent getting warmer. I'm going to go into now. It's this like darker brown. We're just going to darken it up. Now, I will say, if you are interested in these little palettes are cute. This one here is one of my favorites because it's just so everyday. It's so simple. It's just a neutral palette. You really can't go wrong with it. But again, like I said, this palette is old. I do not know exactly how old, but I can tell you that it's old. At least 2 years. Because they quit launching these in 20. I think they quit launching the tin packaging in 2021. Pretty sure. But just so you know that I know that it's ridiculous. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm sitting over here going, oh, it's so cool, because it's not. And to be honest, it takes up so much space. So much. It's unreal. It's crazy. To be fair, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm not saying that I'm not appreciative that, I was able to do all this, because I am. But I also am realistic enough to say it was crazy. But hey, if it helps somebody out there, then it's worth it for me. Because, like, I'm not editing, so you get to see how the formula performs from just a beginner's point of view. We're going to take that same dark brown and run it under the lower lash line now. And like the other palettes, these mattes are holding up to their own, I'll be honest. They're really, really good. I've yet to have a problem with the mattes. It's the metallics I'm having problems with, but I do think age is playing a part, but I also think that that's just the way these are. They've never been boom in your face. they've always been very subtle. And that's good, you know, some people like subtle. I don't. I will be honest, I don't like a subtle lid. I like a very shiny, metallic lid that you can see from like far, far away. Just personally. Alright, now we're going to go into the shade, I believe it's called Stir It Up. It's this metallic right here. But I will say this look kind of put me in the mood for winter also. Like I'm just feeling all the winter vibes today. From it being so cold. So cold. To like my clothing, the colors, everything. It's just so reminding me of winter. Now, this is an all-in-one palette for me because it has a matte cream shade in it. Y'all know how I feel about a matte inner corner, but we're going to do it. We're going to use this one right here, which I think is called Mugs and Kisses. And I mean, like I said, I do like this palette. It's a very basic palette, but here's the thing. You can get this same color look using, if you got ColourPop Bare Necessity, if you got that chocolate one that they released the chocolate, I can't think of the name of it, but you can get the same look at using it. I mean, you can get the same look using a lot of things. Let's be real. And I know that. Now, you can't get this cute packaging. And that's where Too Faced succeeds, is the packaging. And I give them that. But just know that we're going to go into Cocoa Cozy, the darkest brown here. And this is a very dark, like, black brown almost. But, it is very ridiculous that I have all this makeup. And it's almost wasteful at this point, because if these shadows are really going bad, like, that's ridiculous that that I let that happen in a way. But I would still like keep them because of the packaging, so that's where Too Faced kind of wins. Because they have the cute packaging. So I still get enjoyment just out of the packaging alone. But I'm not saying, you know, that would be the same for everybody. You kind of just have to know what you're wanting, what you're looking for in stuff, and be realistic. Because like I said, I'm going through this stuff and I am getting rid of it. There's been quite a few palettes I've already let go. Now, whether I like it or don't like the brand, like I'll keep one out of everything just so I have something to like compare it to. But that's it. That's the only reason why. But I think this look turned out really pretty. Very easy to do. And we're going to go in with a brown mascara today too. Just because I feel like black makes it look more present, I guess, where this makes it look, I mean, you can definitely see the lashes. I'm using the YSL, by the way, in brown, but it just makes it look more everyday, I suppose. But I will also say, like, there's nothing that fun about it. I mean, the packaging's fun, so it puts me in a mood that way. But like color story and stuff, there's nothing fun. I like it, but and so it depends on like the makeups you're doing too. Like, are you doing it to have fun, to play around? Are you doing it to create a look? You know, just to go about your day, to feel a little bit put together, something like that. Like, what are you doing it for, type of thing. Usually I'm doing it for a creative outlet. But I will say that even though I didn't get the creative outlet really out of the eyeshadow, I did use the Hourglass today elephant palette, and that's kind of how I got my creative outlet, because I got to play with the bronzer, blush, and highlighter in it. And man, I know they're expensive. I do. But those blushes and bronzers and stuff, highlighters, finishing powders, like, they are so foolproof. You can't go overboard. You can't mess it up. You know what I mean? And I think that that's where that price tag falls for me, and why I'll pay it, because it's just so easy. It's effortless. And then the packaging, of course, is adorable. I mean, come on, an elephant, or it's so cold. My nose is running, y'all. Okay, it's getting a little cold up here. My hands are freezing. I was, you know how you do the rollerball under the eyes with your serum? I just had to use my fingers today. They were so cold that literally when I was going like this, the puffiness was kind of like going with it as I was doing that. I was like, interesting. Okay. But anyway, the Hourglass stuff, to me, it makes it worth it to me. Between the packaging and the foolproof of it, it just works. Now, I'm not saying again that's for everybody though, because we all know there's definitely blushes out there that are easy to use, bronzers, highlighters, all that stuff that are easy to use, that you can buy, use, and it still be cheaper than the Hourglass. But there's just something about it I really do like. And if anything, I would suggest, like, if you were to look into it, that is the way to go, because you're getting more bang for your buck. But the other way would be to get the like the travel sizes. I have quite a few of those, and that way you can just sort of like see where you stand with it, because you may not like it. I mean, it's not that you won't like it. I think you'll like it. I just don't think that maybe you'll think it's worth the price. You know what I mean? Like this. Is this a big one though? I don't know if this is a bigger one or a littler one. Okay, this is the littler one. Okay, so this is their regular size, and I think it's like $46. Then you have these, which is like 25 or something. Maybe 30, I don't know. But you get a good bit in it. This one here is Luminous Flush. I love this shade. But I have it, the reason I got that was because it launched in a bigger palette one time, and I didn't get the palette, but then I think I did actually get the palette, the bigger palette that holds it all. And then this is in Incandescent Electra, and this is my favorite for like spring. Love that for spring. So there are ways of going about it, but definitely, make sure it's something you want. This is my favorite for winter, Ethereal Glow. So, like, that's the bigger sizes though. But there's all sorts. Again, it's all preference. What do you prefer? That's what you have to keep in mind. But I used to think too, like, oh, it's so cool that they have all this makeup, until I had it. And I know that's like everything in life. I wish I was a blonde when you're a brown. You wish you were if you're blonde, you wish you had, brunette hair. If you were a redhead, you wish you had black hair. You know what I mean? Like, it just goes back and forth, back and forth. What you don't have, you want, basically. And you just don't think, because really think about my collection and how much I have of it. Where are you taking it to? Where are you storing it? Exactly. It's foolishness. Foolishness. Because I'm a fool. And I admit that, though. I'm very open about that I'm a fool. So just know that. I do not expect anybody else to do this, okay? But anyway, so Hourglass, and I have all these. You don't need all. Pick one. That's all you need, okay? This is the elephant. This is still my favorite. I do like the jellyfish. But as far as what's in them, I like the elephant, I think, still is my favorite out of them. But the owl packaging is my favorite. It's beautiful, the owl. So the elephant's my favorite as far as like what's inside of it, though. And then I use that bronzer, blush, highlighter. Foundation is my CC Nude Glow in just light. Concealer is my Natasha Denona in High Glam Concealer in N4. For powder under the eyes, T-zone, I use the Lunar Versal Setting Powder Translucent Light by Lunar Beauty. For the rest of the face, I used my Peach Perfect to set the rest. Look, y'all, I need you to see this, okay? That's like and they don't make it no more. And I'm so sad because this looks so good on my skin. But I have a itty bitty baby one. And I'm going to keep that sealed and put up just in case something big happens for me, like a wedding or something, like way down the future, and I don't have it anymore. I have it, something like that. That's why I'm keeping it. And then I'm keeping this little guy here. I found it. It's the Tantastic 104. It's a baby. Like a baby. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. I will never use this. Like, I will hold this wholeheartedly and never use it. But it is so adorable. But I won't use it. Even though I'm almost done with my Tantastic, and I'm going to be so sad. I still have Tantalize, though. But it's not the same. Not the same. For lips, I am wearing Pat McGrath Labs in Luxe Trance Lipstick Unfaithful. I love this color. Especially for winter. I just think this is a fall-winter color. Yeah, who am I kidding? I'd wear that all the time. I just love this color. It's so pretty. But all in all, like, I think the whole look turned out really well. It was fairly simple to use. I didn't really have any issue with the metallics other than, I don't know if you can see. Okay, so I used that metallic today and I didn't have any problem. But do you see this one? This one is starting to like crumble, sort of like that one that I used in the Secret Santa palette. And it's kind of like that. So I feel like, it's age that's getting to them. Or, nowadays if I do spray, I pick it up. It's on the brush and I spray it, right? But that's how I do it now. 3-4 years ago, I sprayed the brush, stuck the brush in, and I'm wondering if that's what's going on with this. Like, that has now compromised that. So maybe think that out too, depending on how you spray and use your metallics. Even fingers, like the oil from your finger could very well eventually somehow mess with that formula. But do think about that, especially if you're wanting your palette to last the length of time it's going to take you to use it. There's no way in this world, in my head, I'm even thinking I'll ever use any of my palettes. But you never know. You might. I won't, but you might. But at the same time, the only palette I really think I might ever use all would be the Makeup by Mario one, because I do use that so often, especially if I need a quick look. But I feel like even then I'm never going to hit pan on that because I have so much, and if I noticed I was getting low, I'd set it down. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it brought back some nostalgia. And if you have this palette, maybe pull it out. It is that time, that season here in the U.S. of winter. So it's getting a little bit colder. And I am going to go get me a hot chocolate right now. I'm going downstairs and making it. I have to make it for the girls too. Great. I'm going to have a mess to clean up. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Ring the bell, hit all, subscribe. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's new launches. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.